Hi guys, and welcome back to a new video. In today's video, I will go through some of the new items and transmog items we will be able to get in the War Within. So these are all the other random pieces of gear and weapons we will be able to acquire. I already released a few videos, for instance, on the new tier sets for most of the classes, also on some of the new main outdoor sets you will be able to get, same with the pre-patch rewards and many other items. So I would encourage you to go watch these other videos because I won't be including all these items in this one. This one will only focus on all these other items that Blizzard has also decided to introduce, but that haven't been covered yet in some of my other videos. So let's start with some of these different sets right here. So these are the different Renown Sets. As you can see, first we're gonna have the Assembled. And so very similar to what happened in Dragonflight, these different sets will basically be 3 pieces, and as you can see, it will include the Tabard, the Cloak, and also the Shoulders. So first we have this one right here, which I think looks really cool. This is a set with some candles on it, and I think this is something we haven't really seen before, so I'm really happy with this set overall. One thing that is important to mention is, as you will see, there is also some matching helmets that you will be able to get at some point, and they will go perfectly with this set. Then we have the Nerubian Renown, which I think looks really cool. We don't have the Tabard for this one, but I really like the Shoulders, and I think the Cloak also looks really nice. So I cannot wait to see what the Tabard will look like. Then we have the Arati Renown. So this one is also really nice. Here I would say maybe the Cloak and the Tabard is a little bit less interesting, but I really like the Shoulders, and I think overall this is again a really nice set. And then we have the Honorary Council Member, which I really like. It looks like the set that you can get as a reward for purchasing the War Within expansion. I think this is the Elite or the Epic edition. But this is a really nice set overall, and I really enjoyed the Tabard as well. So then after that, we have some random mushroom heads. So as you can see, this is what it looks like. These are really fun, and I'm not sure exactly how you will be able to get them or if there is a full set that will come with it, but these are pretty nice. So here, as you can see, if you wanted to see them, for instance, with a real human, so this is what it will look like. So these are pretty big, and these are, again, very unique, very fun, and I'm happy to see that Blizzard is deciding to add all these new type of items into the game. Then next to that, we also have the Bronze Bird hat. So probably you will be able to get this one from the Dveles. And as you can see, this is just a nice little hat. We have more and more of these hats in the game, but it's always nice to have some with different type of customized items on them. So this is a pretty nice hat overall. Then we have the Nerubian back piece, as you can see. So we have 3 different colors. We have the purple, blue, and red. And for instance, we know that you will be able to get this one right here, the red version, from the Dveles. So again, this is something that you will be able to get from this new event. And this is something that I think looks really cool. And this is pretty big. So these are the different Nerubian bags that you will be able to get. Then, as I mentioned, you have these different kobold helms. So as you can see, you just have candles on your head. We have already something a little bit similar from Shadowlands that you were able to craft, but of course it's not even close to how good this one is. And so you have the green version, the normal version, and also the red version. And of course, as you can see, the normal version is going to go very well with this set right here from the Assembled. Then after that, we have some of the most interesting helms, I would say, and these are the Kobis helms. So these ones are really cool. As you can see, we have the dark version, the pale and orange version, and then the pale green and blue version. And these look really cool. So for instance, if you put them on a Tauren, you will see that these are really big and really scary. So I'm really happy that we're getting these type of things. I do hope there are other pieces of gear that will be linked to this helm, and maybe an like overall set, or maybe at least a few pieces. But this is super cool and again super unique. But again, we will have to see how you will be able to get some of these different helms. After that, we have the Gladiator rewards. So as you can see, we have first this cloak right here, which I think looks absolutely beautiful. This is probably one of the best cloak I've seen in a while. So good for gladiators that will be able to get it. And also the Tabard, which again, I think looks absolutely incredible. So these rewards will be very hard to get. You will probably need to reach Gladiator in order to get them. But still, I think these are really, really cool. So then after that, we're gonna have some more questing armor and weapons that you will be able to get in the War Within. So first, as you can see, we have all these different quest armor pieces for cloth players. So we have this first one right here. I do really like the fact that for once this is a set with pants. I think a lot of players will be happy with that because it gives more customization options for when you're working on different transmog sets. But overall, this is very simple, and I still think this is pretty nice. Then we have this version, this time with the robe. Again, here the robe, see, I'm not really a big fan. This is something we've seen already so many times. So I do prefer the pants. Then we have the red version, which I think also looks really nice. And then we also have the red version with the pants. And this one is probably my favorite for the different cloth sets. Then we have the leather sets. So here, these ones are really, really cool. Especially, of course, the helm. I think a lot of players love this type of helms. This is something that you can get since Classic WoW, but of course this one is high res, and so I think a lot of players will be happy with it. So the rest of the set, of course, is very normal, nothing too crazy to mention, but it's overall a pretty nice set. Then we have this color scheme right here, the yellow version, and finally we also have the red and white version, which again I think looks really, really clean. Then after that, we have the different mail sets. So here again, I don't think they're bad. They're really normal. There are a few items that are interesting in the set, for instance, the belt, the helm, but then some others are a little bit underwhelming, like for instance, the shoulders and some of the other parts, like maybe these, but you can see clearly that it's probably not finished because it has been painted on the boots right now. And so we have this first color right here, which is the yellow one. Then we have the red one, which I think looks really, really cool. And then we also have the blue and green one. And so this one is a little bit less interesting, but overall, this is a pretty nice questing set. And finally, we have the plate one. So the plate one, I would say, is very interesting. I do really like the headpiece. This is very, very interesting with the different holes here and the overall part in the back, which I think again is really nice. The shoulders are also very unique. I don't think we've had a lot of shoulders like these ones in the game. So I would say these few parts are really cool. The rest is very okay. It's very normal, but for a quest set, I think this is really good. And then we also have this version right here. And I don't think that for warriors, we have any other versions. So then after that, we have all the different weapons. So first we have these different axes right here, one-handed. As you can see, these are all pretty normal. Nothing too crazy here. We have this one right here that I think is very interesting. And again, that a lot of players will be happy with, especially I like the fact that there is a little glow effect on it. Then we have these ones, again, a little bit more interesting, but still very, very normal items overall. Then let's move to the two-handed axes. So here they very are similar to the one-handed. They're just a little bigger, but still I think these are pretty nice weapons overall. Then we have the crossbows. The crossbows are not my favorites, but again, these are just like quest gear, so I think it's fine, but they're really not my favorites. Then we have the guns. I feel like the guns are nice, especially for instance this version right here. This is something that we've already seen quite a lot, especially with the knife here. But still, I think these are pretty good, and at least you have different type of color variations, so I think some hunters might be happy with it. Then we have the fist weapon. The fist weapon is a little bit more interesting, a little bit more unique. Even though it's nothing too crazy, it's still something, yeah, I would say that maybe some people will use as a transmog. Then we have the daggers. So the daggers are a little bit boring, at least these ones right here. Even this one, maybe this one is a little bit more interesting. And then you have these ones, but I'm pretty sure that these ones are actually pole arms and they just made the mistake to put them in because clearly I don't think this is a dagger, and if it is, then that's a weird dagger. So I'm pretty sure these ones are actually pole arms. And then we also have these ones that actually look more like a dagger. So then after that, we have the one-handed mace. These ones, again, are pretty nice. Very simple design, but I think it's pretty efficient. Nothing too crazy, though, to like insist on here. Then we have the off ends. So I think the off ends are really, really cool. So first we have this one right here, and again, it's gonna be perfect for the new universe of the War Within and all the dwarves and all these type of things. I think this is a really cool off end and something that actually a lot of players might use in the future. And especially I like the fact that you have different colors. So for instance, again, the red version I think looks really cool. And then we have these ones right here. And these ones are really, really cool. These are basically just bombs with the detonator, and you will have that as an off-end item. So again, I think for a lot of people who are doing this type of sets where you're a miner with like bombings and everything, I think this is perfect. And this is something that a lot of players will probably use as a transmog. So we have all these different color variations here. And again, as you can see, these are really nice off-end items. Then we have this polearm right here, which is really, really nice. This is a shovel, but this is a very high res and very unique shovel model. So I'm really happy with this one. Then we also have the shields, and I think the shields are also very nice. It's basically like kind of a compass, and I think it looks super, super cool. Very unique again. We haven't really had anything like that before. And you have a few models for this specific shield. And then we also have the staves. Again, for the staves, I think these are really cool and unique models. We haven't really had something like that, and it's still very good in the universe of the War Within. And so as you can see, we'll have a few other color variants for this one. And finally, we'll also have this one, which again, I really, really like. Basically, you have your lamp and the candle inside your staff. So I think you can really do some great transmogs with all these different weapons and quest armors. So then we have the one-handed sword, which again I think looks pretty clean, pretty okay. It's just maybe a little bit boring, but again this is the questing gear, so I'm still happy with them. And then we have the two-handed swords, which again are a little bit more interesting because you have like this part on it, which I think makes it, you know, like pretty cool. But it's still a very simple weapon, though I'm really happy with it and I want to see how big it is on a character. So then after that, we have some other sets that you will be able to get. And so here, as you can see, you will be able to get the Cloack Earthen military set, which basically will be this one right here. And I think it looks really nice. I really like the headpiece especially. And I think a lot of parts are really cool. And so as you can see, you will also have the version on a mail. So these are really, really nice. Again, I'm not exactly sure, but you will be able to get them the same way you were able to get the different Valjakan civilian sets obtained through the Valjakan Accord faction. So probably you will be able to get them from the new faction. Then you also have the Cloack Earthen civilian set. So this one is very similar, but again, see here on the robe, you have a lot of details, a lot of things that have been added. And overall, it looks really cool. And same on the male character. Then after that, we have the leather one, and the leather I think looks really, really nice. Especially, I think this is the back piece. That's really cool. And the shoulders, everything. I think this is a very, very nice set. And then that's what it will look like on a male character. So I'm really happy with the leather sets. I think these are super, super cool. Then we have the male ones. The male ones are a little bit underwhelming. I'm not gonna lie, the headpiece is pretty boring, and even the rest of the set is not as interesting as the leather one, for instance. And that's what it will look like on a male character. Then we have this one right here. Again, a little bit boring in my opinion. The helm is a little bit more interesting. And I do like this chain right here, but still not my favorite one overall. And finally, we have the plate ones. So the plate ones are also a little bit underwhelming, I would have to say. Again, the helm is interesting, but not my favorite. Same with the shoulders and the rest of the set. And then that's what it will look like on a male character. After that, we have some more cosmetic civilian transmog sets. And as you can see, we don't know yet how you will be able to get them. But for instance, one of them is available by completing one of the new dungeon meta achievements. So first we have the cast artisan. As you can see, this one is pretty cool. I do love the helm. I think this is a really cool headpiece. Some of the pieces are also interesting, especially the shoulders with the little bags. And then this is the red version of the set. So these ones, again, I'm not sure, but I think they will be cosmetic items. So it means that anyone will be able to use them. So then we also have the yellow version right here, and then the blue version. So I really think these different sets are pretty clean. And again, I think the headpiece especially is super cool. And finally, I forgot, we also have the purple version right here, which is probably actually one of my favorite ones. Then we have the cartographer's orientation with the crimson cartographer right here. So again, here I think the headpiece is really nice. The rest of the set is a little bit underwhelming, but still I think this is a pretty nice set overall. So you have this first color variation, then you have this one right here, the green one, the blue one, and finally the orange one. And I don't think there is another one after that. So then we have the educator's knowledge, the cardinal educator. This one looks really, really cool. So again, the hat is really nice. I do actually really like the shoulders and the rest of the pieces, especially the belt and this, paper that is there. I think is super well done, very high res. So overall, I really, really love this set. Then we have the blue version, the green version, the purple version, and the dark version, which again, all of them are pretty nice, but I think the red one is by far the best one out of all of them. Then we have the Celestial Patron. So here it looks very similar to the one we were able to get with the quest line Reclaiming Gilneas, but still I think this is really nice. Again, it gives a little more options for people who like this type of role-playing sets. So again, this is the first version right here. Then we have this one. We also have the purple, which I think is the best. I really like this one. Then we have this greenish version, and finally the pink and purple or red version, which again I think is pretty cool as well. Then we have the Arcane Peddler. So this one again is a little bit interesting. The helm is funny because it reminds me of the helm of the teacher in Harry Potter, but again I really like it. The rest of the pieces again are a little bit underwhelming, but overall this is pretty cool. We have the white version, this one right here, and the blue one, and finally this last version right here. And then we also have the Earthy Quotidian. So this one is a little bit boring, I'm not gonna lie. The helm piece, we can get already many of them from the trading post, and the rest is pretty boring. I like the pants, this is pretty cool, but the rest is pretty, underwhelming, I would say. So as you can see, you have these different variations, but again, not a big fan overall. Then you have the Toiler's Beige. So here again, I think the helm piece is super interesting, something that a lot of people are going to be able to use in their personal Transmog sets. The rest of the set is very boring, but again, everything together makes it pretty cool. And so then you have these different variations right here. And I do love the fact that the headpiece has all these different color variations. I think people are going to be very, very happy with that. And so that's pretty much it for all these other sets right here. Then one of the last things I want to mention are some of the new Night Elf weapons that will be added and that will match the Heritage armor. So as you can see, first we will have, for instance, these different weapons right here, which I think looks pretty cool. These are, I believe, Warglaives. Then after that, we also have these ones, and I really, really like these ones. These are basically similar to the original Warglaive from Illidan, and I do really like them. Even though there's no crazy glowing effects or anything, I think these look really, really clean. So we have these different colors right here. Then we also have these ones. I'm pretty sure these ones are going to be like swords or daggers. And again, I think they look pretty nice. Then we have the different Warglaives right here as well. And this is pretty much it for these different weapons. So that's pretty much it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you think about all these different items. Again, I didn't cover everything because I already made a few other videos covering a specific type of items, sets, and weapons. So I would encourage you to go watch them. But personally, I'm very excited for a lot of these different items. I think it's nice to see Blizzard trying new things. And overall, I think we're getting some pretty nice transmogs in the War Within. I will be back very soon with more guides and more videos, and in the meantime I wish you all a great day. Bye!